Hello, you're watching the Alchemy Kitchen. It's I think it's August 12th today, 2024, and today's, if not it's one of the most hottest days we've had all year. It's friggin' hot here. So, what better way to beat the heat than eating really spicy food? Your mouth's on fire and you forget about the rest of your body burning up. So, we're going to be doing some fire roasted, authentic Mexican salsa. And this is as close to the real deal you're probably going to find in Germany. Um, Ingredients are pretty simple. We just need some tomatoes. I just got some vine tomatoes. I'm going to be using, I want to make a big batch. It never lasts long enough. So I'll be using 6, 7 tomatoes, all about the same size. Then I'm going to want a couple white onions or larger one, fine. 4 to 5 cloves of garlic. And then the heat. We want chili peppers. I'm using jalapeno. I just did a video on these I grew. I just tested one. And from a scale of 1 to 10 on how hot jalapenos can be, I think this is a 9. It's friggin' hot. So I just picked another one from another plant. I got to check. It's always good to test them before you cook with them because some of them can be like no heat at all and some can really burn you. The tip is very deceiving. It doesn't taste like it has that much heat so far, but it's really the white stuff in the center. And that's what has the heat. So there's not much of that in the very end. It's easy to add more heat to it later. If you overdo it, it's kind of hard to take that out. I've got a high tolerance, but my girlfriend not so much. So let's try a piece with more of the white stuff. This is a smaller one. It's not quite ripe enough. It's got the jalapeno flavor, but not so much heat. But that's what I'm using this for. And I've got a couple store-bought ones, which sometimes where I go to get them, they're hot. These were not very hot at all, so I kind of let them sit and turn red. Don't know if that's going to help much, but it's going to add the flavor. Other than that, you're just going to really need salt and fresh coriander, cilantro. That's not a must. You can omit that, no problem. I like it, and it's going to be something you add in last. I've got it in the fridge. I do have some growing, but it's tough to grow here in this heat. I like it. I'm going to be adding it in later, but that's one of the last ingredients. So the next step is I'm going to get a fire going, which sounds really not fun in this weather, and roast these over an open fire. You can put skewers through them. It's a little bit of a pain with the tomatoes because they'll want to spin. You can't rotate them. So in that case, if you have just the little stick skewers, put 2 through. Instead, also, I would do this separate skewers for the tomato and the peppers. The peppers are going to cook faster, where the tomatoes and the onion and the garlic are going to take a little bit more time. So I was at a secondhand store and saw these. I bought them a while back. I have not opened it or touched it. Tried them. I think they'll be perfect for what I'm doing. So just little rolling grill baskets. Anyway, I got 2 of these. Let's get them loaded up, get the fire started, and go over to the grill. So I got all the ingredients inside. I couldn't fit all the tomatoes in one, so I threw a couple in here. It's no problem to open this up and take the other ingredients out when they're done and let us finish. If you're putting them on skewers, don't put them butt up next to each other. Leave some space so they get equally kind of fire roasted. Onions I just cut in half. Everything else I just left as is, basically. You don't even have to take the skin off the onions for this. I've got just some lump charcoal going here, and I have some cherry wood and some hickory, which they're chips, so I'm going to put them in this little firebox, which I almost never use, but for this it'll cause more smoke than combustion. So I'm going to throw the coal on the grill, some of the smoking wood on, and throw these baskets on. So I started out with just a bit of more of a smoking at a high temp, and now getting the flames to combust. Going to rotate these every so often. And I have a deer hide I've been tanning, primitive tanning, so salt and borax brain tanning. And now I'm going to smoke tan it. Multitask and don't waste the smoke. So this is going to go on until they look ready. The tomatoes are actually going faster because they're over a hotter spot, so I'm going to switch these around. So these are just about ready. I just like to char everything a little bit on the outside. Tomatoes look good. I'm going to turn this one a little bit more to get the peppers and the onion finished, and then it's ready to pull off the fire. After everything is roasted and has a nice little char on the outside, you're just going to peel the skin off the onions and the garlic, basically. Throw it all in a blender, pulse it. I like it chunky, so I'm going to pulse it. If you want it more smooth, then you can blend it. So now a few pulses to just get it started. Now I'm going to throw in the salt and the fresh chopped cilantro. Blended and ready to pour it into a container. And it's better when it's chilled and sits for a while. Before I add a lot to it, I'm going to taste it now. I won't do a lot of changes, but maybe if it needs more salt, go easy on the heat because it's going to kind of creep in there as it sits overnight or a couple hours in the fridge. So if it needs more spice, I'll usually wait till later to add that. Time to test it. I think we ended up eating about half of this last night with some tacos. It's really good. It sat overnight in the fridge. Give it another sample. Yeah, now it's been in the fridge. The flavors really come out nice. There's definitely a nice smoky flavor to it. Not overpowering since I used the cherry wood, but definitely there. In hot weather like this is so good. It's like almost refreshing. Yeah, they're fly. The cilantro in there, just all the flavors really explode. It's a really great recipe. Suggest you try it. Thanks for watching. Till next time.